Author Jodi Picoult's dark plot lines and compelling narratives about love, relationships, and family resonate with so many readers. She wrote 23 novels in the past 22 years, and here are just a few. In 2009, Cameron Diaz starred in the movie version of Picoult's bestseller, My Sister's Keeper. Her new novel, Leaving Time, focuses on the unbreakable bond between a mother and a daughter. Jodi Picoult, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. 23 novels in 22 years, 3 kids, 4 dogs, 2 donkeys, 2 geese, 10 chicken, a few ducks.
Yep.
Really? You have time to write books?
Well, I have a really great husband who is the animal caretaker, so I don't have to worry about that. But, you know, I have the best job in the whole world.
When do you write?
I write during the day mostly, and when I had little kids, I was writing when they were at school. So I had an 8-hour school day in which to work, which really is when most people work.
But you said you would write even when the kids were there.
I did.
Which has to be an amazing thing.
When I started out, I used to write in 15-minute blocks. I'd write if the kids were, you know, watching Barney on TV. I'd take my laptop and sit in the line at nursery school pickup, and I would type while I was waiting for my kids to be brought out to the car.
And wore out the keyboards.
I did, 2 of them.
Do you start with an idea, or do you start with a character, or do you start with a question?
I usually start with something that is worrying me. You know, it could be something I'm worried about as a mom, a wife, a woman, an American. It keeps me up at night, and if I keep thinking about it, it's probably a great idea for a book.
And this book was when you were becoming an empty nester, right?
Exactly. My daughter, my youngest, was going off to college, and it really hit me harder than I thought it was going to. And then I read this amazing fact, which is in the elephant kingdom in the wild, an elephant mother and daughter stay together their whole lives until one of them dies. And I thought, well, why don't we do it that way? That's so humane. And you know, and I began to do a little more research on elephants and realized I needed to write a mother-daughter book about what it means to be left behind and sort of wrap it up in this elephant research to be a story about how the people you love never really leave you.
Do you know who your readers are?
I do, very intimately. One of the reasons I love going out on book tour is actually because I get to meet them. They're not just sales figures on a page or in an email. You get to hear them say, this is how your book really affected my life. This book saved my life. This book made me a reader. This book made me go to law school. And I love hearing the stories that they give back to me.
Yeah, but what percentage is men, women? Is it about even, or?
No, it's more even than you'd think. I actually had been called a women's fiction author for a long time, and I decided I was going to track my email because it didn't seem right. And 49% of my readers are men, at least based on the emails I received.
In fact, you've written comments about gender discrimination in the publishing world. You tweeted, "It's BS. If a woman writes about family, it's relevant to women only. If a man does the same, groundbreaking and literary." You've also called out the New York Times. Why?
Well, you know, I was not really the one you need to even talk to about this. What I'm doing is trying to support other women writers because I think it's very important. Women are the largest book buying public, and yet we know for a fact that more men are reviewed than women writers, and that there are more male reviewers than females. There's a great group called VITA. They're the ones who started this dialogue about gender discrimination in publishing, and they've done a wonderful job of tracking it. People should definitely check that out.
You said recently, as someone who's written a book that was badly translated to film, I still don't really understand why Hollywood continues to fix things that are broken. How difficult is it when you hand over your writing to Hollywood?
You know, it is like giving a baby up for adoption. You hope for the best, but let's face it, the book is always better than the movie.
It's a good book. It's a good book. I started it last night, which is why my eyes look like this now. Jodi Picoult, thanks. Leaving Time is on sale now.